Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of the Furtadio Experience. And it's Begin Within Wednesday, where I talk about a topic and I give you a question to think about to live a more conscious, engaged, and fulfilled life to magnify your impact on humanity. And yes, as you may notice, I have a little bit of a stuffed up nose, so apologize for that. But I hope the message comes through loud and clear. And this conversation, this episode is actually inspired by a conversation I just had with a teammate of mine on Impact about kind of aligning our existence with like achievement. And so as someone that I really do want to make an impact on the world, and I want to inspire the next generation of people. Like I want to use my gifts and everything that was given to me for good, and using my privilege to really inspire and impact the next generation of leaders, and showing people what's possible. Like I really want to do that, 100%. It's just the episode I'm going to make is on kind of, there's yin and the yang, there's light and dark, and there's dark sides too. Wanting to be an achiever and always wanting to constantly impact more, inspire more people. And I think sometimes I get caught up in the optics of all of it, to be honest. I get caught up in how many views does my LinkedIn video have? How many views does my TikTok have? How many people are on my email newsletter? Then I look over, oh man, look at that person. They're like 3 years younger than me, and they have more email subscribers. They have more followers. They look like they're having more money. So that means they're having more impact. And you know what? That's kind of just a load of bullshit. So it's, pardon my language, but it's true. We never are going to actually know what kind of impact we have on the world. Measuring the impact you have is immeasurable. Because you don't know if it's a piece of content. You don't know if it's the way you approach someone in the grocery store. You literally don't know. And as someone that, I talk about, I wanted to inspire and impact 1 million people, and that's true. I really do want to impact people. I really do want to use my heart. But I really do want to be mindful of the ego. And, sometimes I can get so caught up and so serious, like, oh, I'm such a, in the ego, it's, yeah, Justin, you're such a good guy, like you're just using your privilege for good, I really you're doing an important thing. And then I put myself up on a pedestal, right? And that's not the point of it all. The point is to actually, make an impact and serve and drop that ego. And it's a dance, right? I think it's going to be, incredibly challenging to really, talk about, okay, you're here in the present moment, right? And this actually kind of this conversation sparked from, I'm so, worried about what's going to happen in the future, like what accolades, how am I going to be recognized, how am I going to be acknowledged, like all of that comes up because I want the optics, and it feels good to impact people and inspire people, but there is that ego side of me that wants to be recognized for that, and that's something that I'm working on, because when I get too caught up in that, I get too caught up in the outcomes of what I'm doing, whether the outcomes be, how many likes or podcast listens this episode gets. But in reality, what matters is the human connection aspect to it. And I think all these metrics and all of these things that we've gotten so lost in, yeah, they're great. They have their tools, right? But like every other tool in the world, how are you using the tool? How are you measuring it? And this may seem a little bit more like a rant than some of my normal things, but I really want you to think about what you really want to do, what actually brings you joy, and what actually helps you impact people. So I'm going to continue to making content, but I have to continue doing the work and kind of I read In Ego is the Enemy and Ryan Holiday, and navigating the ego is it's like sweeping your house, right? You have to do it every week or every day. Sometimes it's messier than others when you get built up a little bit. But for me, it's really like if I'm really living in alignment with my humanity, and also, achieving it and making the most of this world, because I do want to do that, right? I have to be able to do it from a sense of like actual human being. Like, this is what I really want to do. It's not about the optics of it all. So my question to you is, how can you, invite conversation within yourself of, am I living for the optics, or am I living for, true joy and with alignment and what I actually want to do and contributing and impacting the world? So that's my question to you. I appreciate you for listening. If you got something out of this episode, I'd love to have a conversation with you. You can find me. I will leave my contact information in the LinkedIn description, or not the LinkedIn description, but maybe you can contact me on LinkedIn, but in the description of the podcast. And then we can go from there and, share with a friend if you got something valuable out of it. The ego does want to grow, but I really do I want to continue moving this conversation forward, and having more people, have sparked this inner dialogue. It's about me. It's about the message. It's not about me. It's about the message, and I've been tapped on to speak about this. So I do want to recognize that. So thanks for listening. I can't wait to come into your ears or into your eyes if you're watching this on YouTube sometime soon.